All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth. And I just want to touch on this whole Floyd Mayweather situation, which Floyd was out in London. And, it was, I guess, at the jewelry store, as he was trying to, buy some jewelry, he ran into an angry crowd of civilians that were pro-Palestinian supporters. And we all know that, Floyd, he's a Jew boy, right? He's completely owned and controlled by the Zionist. All right. He's by default obligated to, give his whole ass, to the Amalekite establishment. That's why you'll see him, wearing the chain with the star of well, they call it the Star of David, but it ain't the Star of David. They took that symbol, and that really goes back to the Star of Rimfam. But when Floyd wears that, he's not wearing that to, represent the true Israel. All right. It's just the emblem that he's compromised and owned, by Amalek. He recently, not too long ago, in the midst of this whole Gaza situation, you got him, fully and publicly showing his support, for the Israel side, sending supplies. He landed a private jet in Israel with tons of supplies for the Israeli citizens and for their forces. So he's definitely a full-fledged Israeli supporter. So those people, them pro-Palestinian people, they hate that dude with every fiber in their body. Because as far as they're concerned, you're supporting the ops. You're supporting people who are killing off our people. I'm talking about them Arabs, which some of them might be Jake, but yeah, man, he was trying to get through the crowd, and he had to have security, protect him, and escort him away. And, of course, nobody was getting ready to try to go square up with him. You'd be stupid to do that. He a little guy, but we know that's still Floyd Mayweather. But, this was, him being humiliated in public, because, Jake needs to learn that these nations, despite your status and, what you think you represent, these nations, they see you different. All right. Floyd, I'm pretty sure, knows the truth that he's an Israelite, but he can't say too much about that. All right. They'll do something to him major, within a second if he tries to go against the grain. He already didn't make that covenant with death. All right, like it tells you in Isaiah the 28th chapter, our people, they didn't made a covenant with death. And that's what you have to really do on this side if you want to be successful. You got to sell your soul. Isaiah 28 and 15. And it says, because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. Especially when you make a covenant with them. All right, this is we're talking about Amalek, man. This is the synagogue of Satan. You make any kind of contract with them and they own you, it's a wrap. And you can't say nothing. You can't be vocal. You can't speak up about certain causes. You got to basically be quiet, or you got to be PC if you're going to speak. That's why Floyd, he never really says anything concerning, the troubles and the causes of his own people. You never hear a peep from him, when that whole situation with Gucci, was it Gucci? It was one of those brands where something controversial happened and Jake had a little uproar, and Floyd was like, well, shit, I'm still gonna go buy their product. I'm gonna still support them. So he has to be that way because he's worth a lot. He can lose a lot if he tries to speak up. Once you get bought, you're compromised. Your integrity goes out the window. You don't have any loyalty, you don't have any loyalty but to those that feed you. And that's Floyd in a nutshell, and all these entertainers. All right. So they're under that agreement. It says, and with hell are we at agreement, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. All right. So, they have to be, they're stuck in their position. Even if they know the truth or have been shown the truth, they can't say anything. They have to be silent, and they have to deal with, falsehood, which, their overlords, their handlers, the scriptures say, deliver my soul from strange children whose right hand is their right hand of falsehood. And Amalek, they're the biggest deceivers on earth. You can't tell the truth without being counseled. So that's what goes on under their world. They stifle the truth. The truth fails, and he that renounces evil maketh himself a prey. And Floyd, he's been too comfortable. All right, he's made a lot of money, so he's not going to change position for nothing. So he has to go out and go out of his way to show support to the organizations and the people that owns him. Because he wouldn't be money made. He wouldn't have worth all those millions if he didn't, rub elbows with them. You start to make a certain amount of money, you go up, some brackets. This is your company now, and they run and control it all. So he has to be loyal to them. So this is even endangering this dude, because now you got to go out in the world, and Amalek got a lot of ops. Nobody likes Amalek. That's in Esau as a whole, but Amalek, the scriptures say in Numbers, the 24th chapter, that they're the first of the nations, which mean that they would be chief or the head over the nations. All right. And you see that under their rule, the whole world mourns, like it says in Proverbs 29, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the world is sick of them. This is Obadiah, verse 2. It says, behold, I have made thee smaller among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And even this example alone shows that, because even though it's not Amalek that they're physically attacking here, they're attacking Floyd Mayweather. He's a real Israelite, but he's blatant with his support for Amalek. And these nations, especially these Arabs, these Muslims, they can't stand Amalek. So he's getting the brunt end, and they're angry with Floyd. That's why you couldn't pay me to support these people, man. There's no amount of money in the world that would be worth me ever showing any kind of support for these people, man. Knowing what they represent, knowing how they got into the land, knowing their history, knowing what their involvement in a lot of these schemes that's been running worldwide, that's been desecrating this entire planet. Never. But this is what happens, man. And I can't say I feel anything for Floyd. All right, one of the best boxers of our generation, but at the end of the day, that dude, he ain't too bright, man. You can see it on his face. That dude was not. He was not enjoying himself, man. But let me get this real quick, because whether you support them or not, their fate is already written in the scriptures. All right, this is Proverbs 11:21. It says, "Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered." So you can lend your hand of support, join hands with them, but they're not going to go unpunished. And that's why the Lord is putting the spirit on these nations to despise them, because they're going to end up in war with each other. And Syria is just another domino, another important domino that just fell over. So things are about to escalate even further. And who knows if Assad, he was given an order by Russia to retreat and actually give over Syria, to those rebels, knowing that American personnel and Israeli personnel would probably make their way into the land, because we know that they're trying to get their greater Israel expansion plan accomplished. So they're all are starting to make their way into Syria now, right? Who knows that this could be a trap for all we know. And we know the prophecies say that the least of their flock is going to draw them out. We knew Israel had their hands over that whole situation, and along with the U.S. So things are getting ready to explode in the weeks ahead, the months ahead, going into 2025. It's going to get major. And I would not be on either side. I would watch from a distance while the Lord is lining these devils up, because ultimately that's what the Lord is actually doing. Joel 3 and verse 2, it says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat." And that's what the Lord is doing. All right, this whole situation recently with Syria, all right, that's still around the area. That's getting closer to, that stage of war, all right, where, the war of Armageddon is going to be fought. All the nations in that region are all going to be drawn to one place, because you already got North Korea involved, helping Russia on the side of Russia with Ukraine. They're using Iranian weapons, so Iran is tied in. All right, and then you got NATO, on the opposite end. They're literally fighting Russia through proxy. Okay. And so Syria is another thing, because, that was once occupied with, different groups, and Russia came down and occupied there. So we're going to see what Russia is going to do next. But either way, this is all dragging all these different nations, into this war. All right. And it will no longer be a proxy when it's all said and done. It says, "And will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." The true Israel, being you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans of indigenous descent, we were scattered. All right, we were far removed from our land and our heritage, ages ago. And we've been in the lands of our captivity ever since. Okay, but now we're at the end, like it tells us in Second Ezra, is it the 6th chapter? How the book shall be open before the firmament, and they shall all see together. So we now have the truth, and we're waking up in every place where we've been scattered, and we're seeing that the Lord is actually stirring a pot between these nations and getting ready to bring them into a global war. All right, showing you that the Lord, his word is true. All right, this is Second Ezra 6 and 20. It says, "And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. Then will I shew these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. And that's what we're witnessing, the tokens. We're seeing that this man is on his way out. The nations are, starting to become fed up and coming against him. All right, on the brink of the Third World's War. All right, Babylon deteriorating morally, economically, socially. It's all happening. All right, and Esau is becoming more and more despised among the people. So if you even come out and show support for these people, yeah, you're gonna be looked at in a very demeaning light. Nobody's gonna like you because they don't like them. Had Jake remained neutral, he wouldn't be going through that. So that's what he get for openly showing his allegiance to a people that are greatly despised among the world. Okay. Let me get this precept. Proverbs 24 and verse 24. And it says, he that saith unto the wicked, thou art righteous, him shall the people curse, nations shall abhor him. So right now, Floyd is getting he's getting that abhorrence from these people because he's basically showing open support for Amalek. If these people are wicked and you know that they're committing genocide, why would you, openly display that support? You're supporting the team that's slaughtering and genociding people. Won't even let people get aid. If you try to come and drop off aid for civilians, you might get blown away. Very inhumane conditions over there, and you openly sending all kind of money to them. But in your own country, Jake's still suffering, So Floyd, he's definitely, one of them, man. He's a Sambo. He's just good at what he does. He made hundreds of millions, damn near a billion. But this goes to show you that there's levels. That man, there's clearly a people that has power over him, despite being worth almost $1 billion. He basically has to say that these wicked people are righteous, or else he wouldn't be supporting them. All right, so yeah, man, he's getting that shame and humiliation right now, But good thing he made it out untouched. He was unscathed, so that's good. But this is a bad look. I wouldn't be supporting none of these people, man. And they can flip on you in a second. You go wrong, or the minute you go off cold, they'll do you like they just did Diddy, and now it look like they're getting ready to throw Jay-Z under the bus. That's how they'll do you. That's why you're never to shake hands with the devil, man. Let me get this previous chapter. This is Proverbs 23. Yeah, Proverbs 23 and 6. When you join in with them and you sit down and make that agreement with them, you're gonna eat, and he's gonna wine and dine you, of course, and give you the world as long as you sign that contract. Proverbs 23 and 6, it says, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. And they always have an evil eye, especially towards you. Because you're an op. Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminoles, you're the op. And they always will use you to exploit you. All right? They'll turn you into a mascot for exploitation. They get a lot of money out of you. And that's the thing that they guys like Floyd, because he's made them so much money, you know, that they reward him, by giving him the net worth, that he's worth right now. But this is what comes with that. He has to constantly humiliate himself. Like they had that dude Meek Mill, bunny hopping on the tennis court. That was part of the humiliation. If you're gonna eat with them and you're gonna make good money, and you want certain things to go away, in the court of law and stuff like that, and this is the game that you got to play. All right. So yeah, he'll extend the hand and eat with you, but he does it with an evil eye. Scriptures say if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, but at the end he will declare his wickedness. So it was nothing for him to eventually throw you under the bus after he done used you. He can cash out on you and be done with you. That's how they roll. And you want to show your undying allegiance and loyalty to these people. Well, that's why individuals like that, the scriptures say, woe unto him that are rich now. All right, for he had received this consolation. That's a consolation prize is a loser's prize. You didn't actually get the victory, but you got at least a prize. And that's all the sellouts, all the wicked Israelites that they sold for fame and status. And of course that bag. It says, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. And his heart is not with none of you jakes that sell your soul to him. He just used you for the moment until he needs you no more. And he'll reward you because you're making him, all the extra money. All right. Floyd, he was making tens of millions a fight. Well, whoever was signing his checks, which was more than likely an Amalekite, was making hundreds of millions, if not billions, off of the fight. But the moment he goes Kanye, they're gonna disown him, and he's gonna lose everything that he has. So he got to go out there and possibly risk getting his ass whooped by crowds of people. So yeah, man, this dude, I don't really feel nothing for this dude. He ain't got no sympathy for me. Let me get this in the Apocrypha. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Our people always made pacts with this devil. This is First Maccabees 1 and 11. It says, and in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. All right. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. And he got to go, and he go to Israel. He got to go and bang his head on that damn wall, because that's an ordinance over there. All right, if you're gonna come over here and support us, and you got to serve us, and you got to follow our custom and our ways. All right, in the ancient world, the true Israelites, that wasn't a custom. We didn't bump our head against some wailing wall. The heathen came up with that. All right, it has nothing to do with the true worship of the Most High. It says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. So, dudes like Floyd and that rapper Shine. They basically got to be like Amalekites instead of actual true Judites. All right, they got to wear that damn star and you know hit their head on the Wailing Wall and but this nigga was to read the Talmud. I wonder would he change his tune? Would they have they even allowed that nigga? Or would they allow him to read that? They probably threaten his ass if he tried to read that. But yeah, man. So hey, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. That's just what it is. These people are despised, man. Their time is almost up. The Lord's getting ready to line them up in the Holy Land, and He's getting ready to make a speedy deliverance of His chosen people, the true chosen. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna end off with that. I just want to speak on that, and Lord willing, y'all edified. I'm gonna give all praise to y'all by Shem Shai. Shalom.